What's up, guys? It's Devon back here with the Rollout Podcast, talking about the 2023 Honda Classic at PGA National. It's the start of the Florida swing here in the PGA Tour, and the field might look a little lackluster. The field is very lackluster, but there's still an opportunity to make some money out there on Draftkings and in the betting space. So let's take a look at it and do a little bit deeper dive this week on who I'm looking at on DraftKings. So to start off with, we can look at my model that I made here on Fantasy National. And something I added in since yesterday's research show was greens and regulation gain. I put 5% on that just to kind of look at it. And I took 5% off of strokes gained ball striking, but everything else is the same. Still really looking at strokes gained approach, and specifically in the proximity ranges of 175 to 200 and 200 plus. Looking at bogey avoidance, guys that can drive the ball a good distance. And really looking at strokes gained on par 5 since there's only 2 this week. And strokes gained par 4s because we got a lot of par 4s here. And if these guys want to move up the leaderboard, they got to take advantage of par 4s. So it's really important to take advantage of the 2 par 5s on the course. But it's also really important to score on these par 4s or getting up and down for par on these par 4s. So let's load this model up and then we'll talk through each price points here. So I will say one of the big things that I think I'm doing this week. So I think ownership is going to be very, very close at the top. Guys like, who knows? Sungjae might pull away, but Sungjae, Shane Lowry, Chris Kirk, Matt Kuchar, Denny McCarthy, possibly Alex Noren. These guys are all going to be kind of close, in my opinion, from what I see so far in ownership. And I'm honestly probably just going to take 2 to 3 of these guys up top that are lower owned than the rest of them and play them. So, if it ends up, as of right now, my 3 favorite plays from 9K and up, the 3 favorite plays that I have are Denny McCarthy at 9,100, Matt Kuchar at 9,300, and Chris Kirk at 9,900. Now, later in the week, if I'm looking and I'm seeing that Chris Kirk all of a sudden is the top, projected ownership, I might pivot off of him and go to Shane Lowry or whoever. If Shane Lowry's lower than him, I might go to him. If Sungjae's lower than him, I'll go to him. I'm really trying to pivot this week because it's been working real well for me recently. Right now my 3 favorite plays in the 9K range are Chris Kirk, Matt Kuchar, and Denny McCarthy. Look, all 3 of these guys have had great performances recently. The only one that really showed a hiccup was Chris Kirk at the Phoenix Open, but Kuchar has been unbelievable. He was unbelievable those first 2-3 rounds at Genesis, especially that first round. Man, he was just his approach shots were insane. Denny has the putter, and he's actually been doing not too bad recently in his other metrics. We're always going to get him gaining on the putting surface. But last week, he almost gained 2 strokes on approach and a little over 1 whole stroke around the green. He lost 3 off the tee, but that wasn't something that was not typical of what was going on for the week. So his off the tee numbers have been looking good, and his putter really can keep him in these tournaments, which I like. So, if he's getting 6 strokes putting, hey, who knows? And then, Kuchar has just looked really good over these last few events. he's gonna gain on all surfaces with the putter as well. He's another good putter. He can really have these spike weeks. I mean, look, this last week at Genesis, he lost almost 3 strokes putting, and he still had an 8th place finish. He gained 12.6 strokes tee to green. He was just shooting lights out. And, coming into this week, a weaker field, Kuchar might have a really good shot at winning this event if he can carry over what he was doing last week. Now, I know the greens are different here. We're going to Bermuda greens. We've been on POA the last few weeks. But Kuchar's a good putter regardless. We've seen that he can get it done on any surface. So, I think if that putter can come back around and he can keep up those, obviously it's going to regress a little bit, but, if he's still gaining in all other categories and then the putter has a spike performance, we could see Kuchar win this event at 47 years old. It's a shorter course. He can attack it, and we might see him in contention on Sunday. Moving down to the 8K range. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm skipping this range. And the reason I'm skipping this range is because there's going to be a few guys here that are pretty popular. The two that stand out for sure are Adam Svensson and Jonathan Vegas, 8,700 and 8,600 respectively. You could see some love for Harris English after a really good week at the Genesis. You could see some love for the past champion Sepp Straka at 8,500. JT Poston has had some really good performances recently. We could see some love for him. And Pendrith is a bomber, and people are looking at guys that can drive the ball a far distance, and Pendrith can do that. And he seems to really get it done at short courses. So I think this range is going to be over-owned, and I'm just gonna skip it. I think I'd rather have 2 to 3 of these guys at 9K or above and move down to the 7K range, because I think there's a lot of guys down in the 7K range that can get it done for us this week and possibly win in this field. So if I was going to play anybody in this range, it probably would be like Pendrith and Vegas. The only reason why I don't say Svensson after a great start last week is he gained pretty much all of it through around the green and putting, and those are some things that we're not necessarily looking at this week, and his approach numbers were garbage last week. So with a course that is going to be heavy on approach numbers, I am looking the other way on Svensson, and I'll let everybody else eat that chalk. Moving down the 7K range, there's a lot to talk about here. I really like a lot of the guys that are down here. Patrick Rogers withdrew. Who else withdrew? Someone else withdrew up here, I think. Why am I thinking Lee Hodges? I think Lee Hodges withdrew. I believe Danny Lee is in this range somewhere. Or maybe I'm crazy, but Danny Lee is on his way to live. So if he's in this 7K range, he should not be there because he's going to be playing in Mayakoba this week. So anyways, some guys that I like this week, Ben Griffin, the darling. Excuse me, sorry. Long day after work. Ben Griffin, he's had some great starts recently. I believe was the last time we seen him at Pebble Beach. Yeah, so the last time we seen him was Pebble Beach, and he missed the cut. But before that, what does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 straight made cuts, and his strokes gained tee to green numbers are great, which is something that we are looking for. And if he could have a spike putter performance where he's gaining 4.6, 3.8, or 4.2 strokes, Ben Griffin could be at the top of this leaderboard on Sunday. You know, and recently, you know, we've been in California, so he's been on POA surfaces, which is by far his worst putting surface. And let's see, at the American Express, he gained 4.2 strokes putting on POA. So, you know, getting to Bermuda, it's his second best putting surface. I think Ben Griffin could be in for a great week. You know, he's about a 70% greens and regulation guy, and he was driving at almost 310 yards average. So I like Ben Griffin. Moving down, Benyon, bomber, great around the green. His longer irons are really good. So I could see going to Benyon at 7,600. Do I think he's going to win? Not necessarily. But he could be a pretty good choice for your lineups. Moving down, now this is interesting. These next two guys are 1 and 2 in my model because of like things like strokes gained, par 5s, greens and regulation gained. Both of these guys are really good in approach numbers. Not necessarily in each. I mean, they're good 175 to 200 proximity. You know, Nick Hardy's 10, Bramlett's 20. Proximity 200 plus, Nick Hardy's 9. So, and Bramlett is a bomber. He ranks 13th in driving distance. Nick Hardy is 27th in driving distance. Bramlett is 6% in bogey avoidance. So, yeah, I like both of these guys. I'm going to be playing them at 7,500, and I think you'll see a lot of them. Sorry, my dog is barking. Man, these last few videos, I've just had a lot of interruptions. Moving down, I also like Danny Willett at 7,400. You know, harder course. You could see him get it done. You know, he played well last week. So, I like Danny Willett. And moving down here to finish it off, there's two guys down here. One at 7,100, Peter Malnati, who has been playing pretty well recently. He's going to, you know, his second best putting surface is Bermuda. He's not necessarily the best in difficult conditions, but, you know, we've seen him get it done at the Farmers with a 20th place finish. Then the following week, 4th place at Pebble Beach. And then he missed a cut at Phoenix. And then last week at Genesis, he has a top 20. So, can we get a 4th place finish out of Peter Malnati this week? Who knows? But I like him at 7,100. He's a good value play. And then the other guy I really like is Aaron Baddeley at 7,000. You know, he's been playing some decent golf. 70%, almost 70% greens and regulation percentage. Bermuda is his second best putting surface. Not necessarily a bomber, but he's got some distance on him. You know, looking back at the last time we seen him was Pebble Beach. Gained all around, lost almost 5 strokes putting. So if we could see these tee to green numbers and then a 0 putter, we could have a really good finish out of Baddeley. I mean, look what he did at Sony. He gained in all categories, and he gained 4.4 strokes putting. So, you know, even if it's just 2 strokes putting here, he probably finishes a lot higher on this leaderboard. So, I really like Baddeley this week, especially around water and on a difficult track, even though, oh yeah, he's good at difficult. I was thinking of Peter Malnati. So, I like Baddeley. He's probably one of my favorite plays this week, and you're going to see him in my lineups, and hopefully he can get something done for me. So that's going to do it this week for Draftkings. If this video helped you out at all, talking through some plays, please leave a like and leave a, and subscribe to the channel. We're doing a giveaway at 50 subscribers. We're at 12 right now. So we're getting there slowly but surely. Shout out to the guy in the last video that did not like my John Rahm rant. I believe he called me a douchey fanboy. Even though I don't understand that, I wasn't really fanboying. I was complaining about Jon Rahm, and I totally understand. But I just had a little frustration I want to get out because, yeah, I've got my opinions on Jon Rahm. So, shout out to that guy. Everybody's got an opinion, no hard feelings. I enjoyed reading your comment. I actually got a little chuckle out of it. So if you see this, thank you for that. But otherwise, hey, good luck everybody this week. Let's win some money. And let's get back on the board this week after not a so good week last week. So I'll see you guys in the next video, the betting video for this week. All right, see ya.